Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to be solving a construction question which is on specimen paper for 2026 Zimsec O-level Zimsec paper 2 syllabus A. Right, so when you're with construction, you need the following equipment. You need a compass, you need a rubber, you need a transparent ruler, you need a long transparent ruler or just a 30 centimeter long ruler. Right, and definitely a sharpener. Right, that's the equipment that you need. So let's solve the question. Right, a tuck shop T is located 7.5 kilometers due west of the school S. So as I'm reading, I'm also answering the question. So given that we have a tuck shop, let me use the other pencil. We have a tuck shop S. Right, there is our tuck shop there. Right, so tuck shop S is 5 kilometers. Tuck shop T, sorry, is 7.5 kilometers west of S. So I go to S there, I label my compass points: north, south, west, east. So west of S is where we find our tuck shop. So there is our tuck shop. And the distance between S and T is over there, is 7.5 kilometers. This is a rough sketch for now. Right. Then after that, we're told that we have a church. We're told that the tuck shop is also 5 kilometers due south of the church. Right. So, which means the church is above T. So, we have a church there. There is our church. Right. So, the church put the compass points north, west, east, south. So, that is why I'm saying that T is below. So, we are connecting there our church, tuck shop, and S. And the distance is what? 5 kilometers. Right. Next, using a scale of 1 centimeters. 1 centimeters represents 1 kilometer. That is our scale. We're supposed to use this scale to show the positions T, C, and S. So now we are going to construct. So we now know that we are going to come up with something like this, right? Okay, so which means 7.5 kilometers is going to be 7.5 centimeters. 5 kilometers is going to be 5 centimeters. All right, so when you're constructing, first thing first, you identify your first point, which is S. There's my S. Then you just draw a long straight line that is going to pass through that point. Others, they start with the line, others start with the point, whatever is convenient for you. So there is my line, and there is my small s there. Right, because now this is my final thing, right? Right, so I'm going to measure. I'm going to construct 5 centimeters. Actually, not draw. I'm going to construct. The difference between drawing and constructing a line. Right, so I take my ruler. I'm going to measure 5 centimeters. So when you're measuring, you start at the beginning where there is the first black line there. You measure your 5 centimeters on the ruler. And then I go to S. Then I make, it's actually 7.5 centimeters. Apologies. All right, 7.5 kilometers. Right, there it is. Then I go to my diagram. I measure 7.5 kilometers. I construct 7.5 kilometers. So right there is where my T is. So there is T over here at the arc. Right, then the distance from T to C is 5 centimeters. So it is vertically, since it's vertically above, C is vertically above T. So I'm going to, again, the same way I measured 7.5 kilometers, this time I'm measuring what? 5 centimeters, okay? Then I'm there, my arc. Right, make sure that your compass is tight, ne? Yeah, just make sure that your compass is tight and you have measured your angles correctly. Your lines correctly, because we don't want to be making mistakes. Right, then you join from the first arc to the new arc. Make sure that you produce a straight line. Okay, then we have produced our C over there. Just like that, we have 5 marks. Then next, find the distance. The question is saying, B, find the distance between the school and the church in kilometers. School and church. So I'm going to join C and S. I'm going to join C and S. Nicely like that. And measure the distance. What is that distance? Okay, what am I getting? Okay, I am getting 9,1, getting 9,1 centimeters. So if it's 9,1 centimeters, therefore, so this is B. Distance, you write using a pencil. Distance equal 9,1 kilometers, because the question said in kilometers. Right, next, bisect the line TS. So when you're bisecting a line, you open your compass to more than half of the line, right? Then you make an arc on top and below. You go to the other side. The other side in this case is S. I make an arc below and on top. Then I join the two arcs. The arcs are going to meet at 2 points below and on top. So I am joining them like that. I've joined. So I've bisected line TS. Next, bisect line angle CTS. So I go to T. And then I bisect. When I'm bisecting, I make sure that I cut the arms TS and TC like that. And then I go to the intersection of the arc and TC. I open. Just making sure that my arcs are not confusing and are not disturbing the original arcs. Right. And then from T to the intersection of the arcs, I'm going to join the two. Right. I've bisected angle CTS. Then next, mark and label P, the intersection of the two bisectors. So as you can see here, these two, they met at 2 points. They met over here actually. So this is the intersection. They met over here. So that is P. The end. Then you have your beautiful 2, 4, 6, 11. You have a beautiful 12 marks. The end. Let us meet on the next video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.